someday. Someday you're gonna be lonely, but you won't find me around. Lies, lies, breaking my heart. Oh, Santa baby now, breaking my heart. Oh, the juice is breaking my heart, breaking my heart, yeah, breaking my heart, breaking my heart, yeah, yeah.
And welcome to the After Hours stream. All right, thanks for being here. And yeah, I'll just jump right into it. The purpose of the stream really is to make you familiar, share with you Action Director, the new tool that we've created for the Unity 3D engine. And it's a tool that that came about really because we're a couple of indie game developers. I myself, Chi, mostly focus on design and art, animation. My partner Boris, does all the programming. And considering all of my expectations for realization, he decided that the best thing to do was to build me a tool so that I have all the freedom to tweak, polish, and iterate on some of the more, let's say, forward-facing aspects, the game aspects of, yeah, forward-facing, user-facing aspects of the game, such as uh, yeah, animation and realization of user interfaces, and being able to mess around with interactions on my own without always having to just yeah, get into scripting, which I couldn't do in the first place. So you saw a little bit the sizzle video, and here I have a scene open that has, it's just kind of a simpler version of one of the scenes that was there. And what I'm going to demonstrate tonight is how to use kind of the basic functions of the feature. And you'll see that the workflow is quite simple, and it's mostly focused on uh, game objects over here, and then and components that we slip into these game objects or outside the game objects, and we'll get into the details of what that means. Uh, so let me just find a little stack of components here. We have the button. So this button here, although its graphic is up here, I've tied some actions to it down over here, a little bit further down into the tree. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and play this so you can see just the simple events that are attached to this button, just the idle events, and then show you how those were built. All right, here we go. So let's maximize this on play, and then after that I'll collapse it so we can see. So here we have the button. Me, the user, I can of course approach the button. There's something that's drawing my attention to it. You see the flashing text. So that flashing text, that's what that's the say animation that I've called with Action Director. The actual button, it states how it's flashing like that. That's just out of the box Unity game component. And if I press it, I get a set of reactions. So the button reacted, and then also followed up with a follow-up action that was triggered, as well as the visual effects that went across. And all those events were created, were triggered using the Action Director tool. So, how is it built? Well, let's take a look at the button idle. What's happening is all these components here are action director components, and I've stacked them in such a way as to call a set. So the first thing is I have my run action. So as soon as the game is enabled, so start on enable is checked here, my button idle events are going to be called. And what are they? Well, first there's a repeat. They repeat forever, so that's why this is, I put it second in this little stack over here. And what do I repeat? So I repeat this action sequence. So here you can see where the names are. So what do I run? I run the action repeat, which is here. And what does this repeat component call? It calls the action sequence over here, the button idle action sequence right here. And this sequence has a size, has a number of events that it calls, and these are all in a series. So there's possibility to run events in parallel. I'll show that to you later, but for just right now, let's focus on this series. So first, the idle text, the don't text will flash, and it's embedded here. It's down here, a child of the button idle. We'll take a look at it after. Then the sleep action is actually down here. Idle, the press text then gets called, and then once that, right after that, the sleep once again. So what's happening? Flash don't, rest, flash press, and then we repeat that sequence.